to the Ultimate Strat Baseball Network. Today I want to pontificate a little bit about the rules and some of the toggle settings for some of the leagues. And being commissioner of a league now for a couple of decades, pretty successful league, and working within a couple of other leagues, I get to work with the files and see how the seasons go over long periods of time, and I get to see which rules and which settings work best in draft leagues, which is a question that comes up for people who run good Strat-o-matic leagues, like what settings do we use to get what kind of results? Well, I wanted to kind of share with you a little bit of my insights. I wanted to look at a couple of settings that you might want to consider whether you use or not use when you do your basic league settings. One of the rules called the Improved Statistical Accuracy. It's in the max rules when you play the computer game. Take a look at it. It seems to cause confusion, but if you look at the help section of the game, it clarifies an awful lot. But how does it apply to your league? Well, since a lot of us are old card and dice guys, we kind of like the reality of seeing the dice rolls, looking at the numbers, looking at the card, and then whatever rules were incorporated we like to have. We like the variables to be kind of within our sight. We like to see the probabilities. A lot of us are math heads. We love the statistics and the numbers. But when we can't see them, then what? What effect does statistical accuracy have on the game? Well, they give a great example of if a batter like George Brett was going after the batting title, or somebody was looking to challenge the home run crown. The game would make adjustments to the final outcomes somehow, and it's unclear how those adjustments would be made. That's proprietary, and since we don't get to see them, a lot of your longtime gamers might be reluctant to use them. They work well, they do limit the statistics, and they do produce more close to reality, realistic statistics. But when we're playing in a draft league, you have to decide whether or not you want to give strategy or increase strategy for your players. And my clear answer is yes, you want to increase the strategy. And the way you do that is by giving longtime gamers options and choices to make their own decisions when they program their computer managers to be sent in, or when they net play each other. They don't want the unknown variables. It seems like they want to be able to kind of use the numbers and the probabilities to gain an advantage, to challenge, to perpetuate the great chess game that Strat-o-matic is in the head-to-head. So when you put on statistical accuracy, you lose that transparency, and something might be altered, something might be changed that could limit maybe that hot batter, that unlikely home run hero in your league. And honestly, I think a lot of guys like seeing some of the less likely guys. Maybe it isn't Chris Davis this year hitting 50 homers or 40 homers. Maybe it's the guy who hit 34 or 33, and he just has that kind of signature year in your league. The statistical accuracy could diminish that possibility, theoretically. So I kind of feel it might be best to leave that off, unless you're looking to get as close to realism as you can. That seems to me a toggle better used for an as-played league rather than a draft league.